I'm going to be working on all the wiring in the cabin today. So I got all my wire I need, electrical back boxes, all kinds of other crap. Got another one of these clamp-on lights to add in here. I've got one over my table here, and I've got one down between the beds. I'm going to just clamp one over here in the bathroom just to light up that area. Like I said, plan is to try to start getting all the inside wiring done. I'm going to put all the boxes where I want all the receptacles and light switches at, and then just get the wires to the boxes and pulled back to where the panel's going to go. The panel's going to go, I think, between that window and the door there in that wall. I've been in contact with a local electrician up here who's going to be stopping by today, and he's going to give me a price to run the feeder underground from the panel that's on the pole out there and go underground up into the cabin and then put the panel in. So I'm just looking to hire someone to do that, and then I'll wire everything in here to that panel. I'm doing the boxes for what's going to become the kitchen over here. And I want to make sure I have all my outlets in the right location. So I'm kind of sketching up here what this kitchen wall is going to look like. So now I can figure out where the above counter receptacles will need to be, receptacle for the microwave, receptacle for the stove. All right, I think I have all the boxes in that I need. All the receptacles, light switches, thermostats for the electric baseboard heat. Got it in the bedrooms, all through the kitchen. I think I'm ready to start pulling some wire. I met with the electrician and we talked through different ideas for where the panel could go. One idea I had was to locate it here in the utility room on this wall right here. And he seemed to think that was fine. He'll run underground conduit to the cabin and then run underneath the cabin with service entrance cable, come up through the floor here, and then we're going to put a piece of plywood there and just surface mount the panel in the utility room. I think that's going to make it a lot easier to pull circuits. I can go right up into the attic from this room, and it'll be easier to add circuits in the future. So I think I'm going to start running my wires and pull everything to this utility room. One of my neighbors stopped by and dropped off some homemade New England clam chowder that those guys were making. They're having a big seafood party with raw oysters and clams and all kinds of stuff. So they dropped me off some fresh soup. So I'm going to enjoy that and then get back to work. It's about 6 o'clock. I just got done wiring one complete circuit. I ran one wire from where the panel's going to be up into the attic. Came down through the top plates down to this switch box. This switch will have a switch for the living room lights and then also for like a back porch light. Then coming down off of that to this receptacle, through the studs here to this receptacle, up to this high receptacle, which will be for a wall-mounted TV in the corner here. And then I didn't want to go through that corner, so I went up through the top plate again, back through the attic, came back down here into that outlet, and under the window to this outlet, and then up into this switch box. This will have a three-way switch for control of the living room lights here, but then I brought power to it from that receptacle for the porch light for the front deck. That took me a couple hours. I'm gonna call it quits for tonight, and I'll try to run one more circuit in the morning. Got some chili here my wife made that was frozen. I'm gonna heat that up for dinner tonight. Just got a little overdone. Last time I was up, my neighbors across the road were showing me their new cabin, and they said they had a bunch of leftover foam board insulation that I was welcome to take. So I'm gonna head over and grab that. This is some really good insulation. This is expensive stuff. They used it in the ceiling of this cabin they built. And he said it just was extra. He didn't need it. He just wanted it gone. So he said I'd be doing him a favor by taking it. So definitely put this to use. And of course, I'm gonna clean up all this trash for him, leave it nice and clean. He's got a real nice spot over here. Some of it was a little bit wet, so I'm just gonna let it sit out in the sun and dry before I put it away in the shed. Just gonna go back over and clean up that trash. Okay, I got another circuit done. Circuit that feeds this receptacle here. Will feed a switch here that'll feed the kitchen lights. And then I went up and over across the ceiling joists to get to the other side of the living room area, come down and hit all the receptacles on this side. On these, I decided to come down and hit the receptacle and then go back up and run in the attic to get to the next one, instead of having to drill through all these studs. That was a real pain in the ass on the other side, especially where you have the triple studs for the windows. So I'd rather use a little extra wire and just make it easier. I think it turned out good. Probably 2 more trips to get the rest of the cabin wired, which should work out good with timing with the electrician, because he said he probably won't be able to do the panel for like 3 weeks. So that should work out.